Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and it's your 2020 yearly overview, Leo. Now, sorry guys, I know you can't quite see the whole table here. It's really hard to fit in the camera, but what we're going to do is we're going to read each card pair anyway, so I'll hold them up and so you'll be able to see them as we go. So what we have is a Rider-Waite tarot card for each month of the year, starting at January here, and we have those cards clarified from a second tarot deck, Star Child Tarot, to give us extra information. So we're going to read it going from January clockwise to December. Yeah, interesting. I've just done Aries. There is definitely some similarities in the spread. Yeah, we have less major completions this year for you, so and interestingly, we have some major arcana clarifying the same major arcana twice in your spread here. So that's an interesting little synchronicity there. Anyway, let's get started by looking at your January, Leo, as we start off the new year. Not only a new year, but we're starting off a new decade, because in 2019 we closed out the teens. So we're kicking off the new year here with the Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Beautiful. So for me, this combination says that you're going to be starting off the new year with potentially a lot of options on the table. Now, you know, this is a very general overview, guys, but obviously it can relate to lots of different areas depending on what area you're going to be focusing on in January. So for some of you that are seeking love, wow, you might have a lot of suitors to choose from. For you, some of you that are seeking you know, work opportunities, this could mean that you're spoilt for choice. Yeah, it's about having a lot of options and sort of being able to use your discernment to choose and explore the right one. Because with the Seven of Cups, it can be like a lot of shiny things that look great on the outside, but it's through tuning into your intuition and getting clear on what you really want. That's when you're able to look behind the facade and choose the opportunity that is going to be right for you. And, you know, with the Seven of Cups in the Rider version of this card, we see all these beautiful cups full of, you know, jewels and things, but they're kind of kept at an arm's length, right? And they're sort of unattainable. So it's about you, you know, like I said, choosing the right one to pursue so that then you can actually grasp it and bring it into your physical reality. Now, the Page of Wands is here to help you with that, because the Page of Wands is an explorer and he's ready to take action. Now, the Page of Wands can often appear like after a time where you might have closed a chapter, obviously closing out a decade, but the Page of Wands is kind of like you maybe emerging from a space in between, or feeling a little bit out to sea or in the desert, feeling like you might have come out of a place of even hermit energy or stagnation, isolation, that kind of thing. And it's about you now getting ready to reinvigorate your enthusiasm, your passion for life, your sense of adventure, and discovering, you know, discovering growth and being ready to take action and, you know, take one of these cups and run with it. We also have the link to manifestation here with the 3 sand dunes. So this is about you really setting up, manifesting which opportunity you want to grow and expand throughout this year. You know, the Page of Wands here also grasps the Ace of Wands here, which we know can be a passionate offer, reinvigorated life force, reconnecting with spirituality, that kind of thing. So this is how you're kicking off your life. Your life. Maybe you really are kicking off your year. So using that power of the Page of Wands to really draw in that Seven of Cups energy. Now, the page can also be a messenger, so it might be someone who literally, you know, brings an opportunity to you, or, you know, even a suite of opportunities for you to choose from with that Seven of Cups. Either way, I think there's not going to be any scarcity when it comes to opportunities for you in January. Right, and then in February here, Leo, we have the Lovers clarified with, you guessed it, the Lovers. This is what I was mentioning before. It happens twice in your spread. You've got the Star clarified with the Star in November. So the Lovers, guys, yeah, I mean, Traditionally in tarot, this wasn't a card about love. It was a card about the heart, and in particular, deep decisions of the heart, heartfelt matters. So in February, there might be a pivotal decision that needs to be made that's really linking to your emotional state, your sense of following your heart, that kind of thing. Now, that could be related to these opportunities that we see in January. Maybe one or two of them really pull at your heartstrings, and you're going to be called in February to make a difficult decision between two people, between two jobs, whatever it is for you. That's what I'm sensing with this Lovers energy. And it is, a positive card because, the Lovers really, like I said, if it is something that's tied closely to your heart, that's when it has the more chance of it being successful and going the distance, because this is something that's in alignment with your truth and with your authentic self. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go along to March, Leo. Big reach. So in March we have the Two of Wands and we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, interesting. So the Two of Wands, is also known as the Life Review card. So it kind of asks you to step beyond your comfort zone in order to get to greater abundance, to get to a new reality, to get to another part of your journey. So, we have a new beginning here. We have a key decision where you're deciding kind of which path to pursue. And now, as a result of that decision, you are being asked to step beyond your comfort zone in some way. And with that Seven of Wands here, that could actually evoke some sense of challenge within you that you might need to meet with, resilience or persistence. It can also stir our inner demons a little bit. So you can see this person here is fending off these. Well, that's getting very hot. I don't want to set my cards on fire. Sorry with this candle. These wands here, we can't see, who's holding them or where they're coming from. So they're almost like the phantom wands, that's what I call them. So it could be our inner demons that sort of seem to come out of nowhere, out of our closet, our skeletons, that come and say, hey, okay, well, what about this, this, and this if you go down that path? It could be our inner demons that rear their head, and we might need to actually kind of coax them down there. It's also the card of, the warrior spirit. So it says that there is strength, there's fuel in the tank, there's resilience and persistence to get through this decision and choose the right path for you. The Two of Wands can also talk about choosing between the wand of the past and the wand of the future. But I really feel like, given the the energies here, that you're going to choose that future opportunity. However, there is a step beyond the comfort zone that needs to be taken, and that could be, accepting a role that might be quite challenging. It could be, deciding to pursue new romantic love, but you might need to release a partner that you're currently with that's not serving your, that it's not going so well anymore. It really asks you to release something or give something up, or to tread a new path where you could feel a little bit attached to the past. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah. So that's your March, Leo. Let's go to your April, so the end of the first quarter here, or beginning of the second quarter, I should say. Yeah, okay, interesting. This is quite a good follow-up from the last card. Yeah, so here we have the Empress and the Devil. Wow. So some of you might know that the Empress is strong new beginning energy. She is the promise, the biggest promise in the tarot of birthing, manifestations, ideas, new projects, new relationships, physical birth, all that kind of stuff into the material realm. She is fertile, she's bursting, and she's ready to deliver. However, we have someone standing in the way of that. Someone or something. Devil energy, which can be that sense of toxicity that's holding us back from reaching a new beginning. So, devil energy, for example, if this is, you know, a new relationship that we're really trying to get off the ground, the devil could be, you know, an old relationship. It can be our fears that we're not good enough, you know, doubting ourselves. It can be a codependent current relationship. In the workplace, it could be being manipulated by somebody, staying in a role that's no longer serving us, but because, you know, there's money and maybe status and that kind of thing. So there's also that sense of we stay in devil energy voluntarily because the payoff, you know, there's a payoff for us that at the time seems better than what it's costing us, but it's not sustainable long term because devil energy over time starts to erode us. It sucks the life force out of us and can lead to fatigue and all of that, and it also holds us stuck and stagnant. So, you know, you'll see these people, you know, which are the lovers here, guys, are chained to this devil, but these chains are loose enough for them to get them over the head and free themselves, but they're choosing to stay. Well, I see that for you to fully call in this opportunity, to really solidify this decision that you've made, we need to clear this toxic block, because right behind it is the Empress. Like I said, there is just such potent new beginning, beautiful energy here, but we couldn't have more of a stronger contrast between these two characters. So must clear the devil energy to get to the goods. It's sort of like a gatekeeper. We want to step through that gate. We need to eclipse that darkness. Okay, May. Things start to shift. Yeah, Ace of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. So I feel that this is after you clear that devil energy, you allow the Empress to come in. This is when things change. This is an energetic shift here. We have the Knight of Cups and, the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So, you know, here we have us planting the seeds for a new chapter that has the potential to really deliver on an emotional level. It can be a loving offer. You know, either way, it is a sense of feeling joy, harmony, happiness, and all of the five senses. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is about taking the preparatory steps in order to reap a great harvest in the future, in our next season. So this is about, you know, putting the plans in place to work towards abundance on both a physical level and an emotional level as well. So that could be like after releasing this devil energy, we are making new plans for the future. You might need to move homes, start a new job, whatever it is. But this is about you putting the foundation in place, working this ground like this Knight here, and knowing that, you know, in time that is going to bring you the goods. It's going to bring you potentially financial abundance, solidity, stability in your life. We need to keep in mind that the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot deck. So it is about, you know, putting the preparation in now for long-term gain, right? But the promise is great with the Ace of Cups. And I think with the Ace of Cups, you're going to start feeling the shift of that immediately. You know, the Knight here, he's also holding that Ace of Pentacles, which is the seeds of abundance, which is going to start to grow and develop and expand. Ace of Cups also talks about, you know, self-love or transformation as well, because in the Rider version of this card, there is the lotus flowers that, you know, they start in the mud and they follow the light up to the water where they bloom. So it's about transforming yourself, transforming these darker energies and getting yourself in a position where you are now ready to receive again. Beautiful. June. Okay, let's go to June. We have the King of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, oh, this is cool. So already, you know, if we had the Knight of Pentacles in June, in July, we have got the King of Crystals or the King of Pentacles. So this tells me that whatever steps that you're going to take in June, they have the ability to start expanding pretty quickly, right? Because the King of Crystals is somebody who has mastered the process of abundance creation. So I really feel like, yeah, that abundance or those seeds or that plan that you put in place is going to start developing pretty quickly. And you're really going to start to get a sense of, how you actually go about managing this flow of energy of manifesting and reaping, manifesting and reaping. So that's beautiful energy there. We have that with the Four of Swords. So I feel that there might be some restoration, some pause, taking some time out that might be involved after what could have been quite a busy month in June. And sometimes it's when after we've put the plans in place and we take a little bit of a rest and a bit of a time out for these plans to kind of germinate, that's when the abundance starts coming in. We don't have to be full action all the time. It's an ebb and a flow, right? Yeah, there could be some past hurts that need to be addressed as well with that link to the Three of Swords. But either way, this is you taking a momentary pause in order to, re-establish your next battle plan. Because we've got one sword here, you'll know when the time is right to jump up and launch back into life. So that's what we have there for January, February, March, April, May, June. So I skipped May. That was May. June, and now we're on to July. It's a bit hard. I need labels. Okay, so in July we have the Eight of Crystals, Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, okay. So expect the unexpected in July. There could be some kind of offer that fulfills you on an emotional level, or the infancy of an offer coming in for you in July under that Page of Cups. Page of Cups can also link to synchronicity, things coming out of the blue, kind of like a fish out of a cup. Who would expect that? It can be, it can be a love offer, younger person coming in that will help you in some way. Can be an apology also if there's something that needs to be resolved. But we have that here with the Eight of Crystals. Now the Eight of Crystals talks about carving out your own direction, putting in, time, effort and energy to really create change your status of value in your life. So, we've got, that Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. So this is really a journey in that middle of the year of you expanding your abundance. Or, physical material realm, worldly abundance. And it talks about, if you get back what you put in. So keep putting in that effort, keep putting in the work, and you'll keep on reaping the rewards. And you might be surprised, you might be surprised at really what happens and what manifests. So it could be a month of, head down, solid work, and really getting yourself in a position where you can reap those rewards long term. August. Yep, that's right. August, Queen of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, all right. So after a period where you've been creating abundance and all of those things, and yes, it can be physical, financial abundance. It can also be, creating value in relationships and that kind of thing. We then have this Four of Pentacles, which is a little bit of a sidestep. So the Four of Pentacles can be linked to scarcity mentality. So it could be after things, growing and going quite well, that little demon on the shoulder says, this is too good to be true, you better tighten the grip, you don't know when this is going to end. So it can be that kind of thinking that we need to release. It can also be said to link to connecting with the past, and through connecting with the past we kind of devalue the present. So it's important to stay present, stay in an abundance mindset, and keep that process of manifesting going that you have been doing for the last few months. We have that with the Queen of Cups. So you're being called in the month of August to evoke the Queen of Cups energy. Now, Queen of Cups, she is Queen energy, so she's mature, compassionate, grounded, and she's somebody who can sit right on the shoreline of life, you know, with their feet literally dipping into those emotional waters, and she stays unshakable. She is, you know, cannot be moved by, you know, emotional matters, things going on around her. Maybe times do get a little bit tougher, but you're being called to find that sense of emotional stability within yourself in order to deal with anything that comes your way. The Queen of Cups, yeah, she also is the master of her emotional intelligence. She holds her emotions in this beautiful crystal cup here, and she decides when she lets them out, when she processes them. She doesn't let them rule her. She is the master of her own emotions. So that's what we're being called to step into in August. And through mastering your emotions and having that level of emotional intelligence, that's when we, you know, establish our sense of personal value as well, and we don't have that sense of having to hold on too tight for things or get consumed by a, you know, a lack mindset. Okay, September, Leo. Let's have a look and see what's hiding behind that Judgment card. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, okay, this is another powerful, pivotal shift. It's amazing in these readings, there seems to be sort of 2 or 3 pivotal shifts across a year period. Well, in September, Leo, this is probably your biggest shift of the year, right? Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. So some of you potentially are going to have a wake-up call. You might have a spiritual awakening. You'll be asked maybe to really consider and review something quite significant in your life, and to figure out whether you want to carry on pursuing that or whether you want to complete it. What we need to be mindful of, Leo, is whether the situation has made you feel expansive or contracted, because these people here are coming out of these confined spaces. So if there has been a situation that has kept you trapped, stagnant, kept you small, kept you controlled or manipulated, this is the time to basically it off for good. We really don't want to be in that that energy any longer, right? You could be feeling quite vulnerable at this time, like these people, stripped quite bare, you know, vulnerable. You've heard the call, now you're ready to take action, because the wheel, Leo, wants to turn for you in September. And the Wheel of Fortune says that this time here, this month, is predestined, is divine timing, is the right time for this to happen. Maybe not back then so much, although you might have had the awakening and awareness of, okay, I've got this devil energy in my life, I need to get rid of it. I think it might come to a head in September. So Wheel of Fortune is about a luck change. It's that wheel that wants to turn for you, wants to change your reality. And the Wheel of Fortune is about the completion of karmic contracts, completion of a cycle, completion of life lessons. So it says that whatever the situation is that either needs to be reviewed or ended or transitioned, you have probably learnt what you need to learn from it. And if we stay in things for too long, that's when we can stagnate, right? So we need to keep it moving. And the Wheel of Fortune is said to have a 10-year energy. So the decisions that we make now can really influence a whole new chapter for us. And we are starting a new decade. Aries, I've just done their reading, they got both of these cards as well. So the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, basically it is, you know, that sense of karma, that sense of closing out cycles. Judgment can talk about forgiveness, forgiving and forgetting, second chances. So it's kind of like, you know, the final judgment of a situation. Are you going to release it, or are you going to carry on with it? If you carry on with it, I feel like it needs to really be carried on from a different place, right? So we don't, you know, repeat that same cycle. October, 5 of Swords and 9 of Wands. Yeah, I really feel this probably relates to that situation. So, yeah, okay, I mean, 9 of Wands is, again, that's almost a completion. It's almost a 10. This is you just getting yourself in that position where you can release this burden, release this weight. It talks about somebody who might be a little bit battle worn, somebody who, might have sort of used a lot of energy on the situation. That there could have been arguments, there could have been, difficult situations at work, but it is a warrior spirit card, as is this one here, that Seven of Wands. It's about the fact that yes, you might be a bit tired and a bit battle worn, but you still have energy in the tank to get this situation over the line and complete it. Now, Five of Swords can be that sense of conflict, harsh words, arguments, that sense of, fighting a battle that's just probably not worth the time and effort to fight. So we really want to release ourselves from that kind of energy. Five of Swords is actually a card of victory, but it's a victory that comes at a cost. So we don't want to, squabble with an opponent that, doesn't have this mental strength or energy. We want to be in equal situations. So we really want to release that. I think you've probably been through the wars with it a little bit, but very close to completing here in October. November? Yeah. I mean, this is the calm after the storm here. Look at this, double star energy. So star energy is about healing, renewal, restoration, rebalancing your energy, the waters of life, that kind of thing. So I feel like you're going to go through some kind of completion here, and then this is when you are really, just healing and taking time out to get back to yourself. The star talks about going through that process, but still being able to remain grounded and go about your daily business. So I don't think it's going to be, a derailing like a tower moment. It's more subtle than that. It can talk about being divinely guided through the situation and having trust and faith that, things will work out, hurts will be healed, pains will go away, that kind of thing. Great time to get some energy healing. These white stars here said to link to the chakras in the body, so it's about coming into that sense of energetic healing. And when you do that, that's when you can shine bright again. You can shine like the brightest star out of the pack. It's also, they say, wish upon a star. This is a time to start wishing for manifestations, a new chapter, because double star energy, I think if you wish on that star, it just could come true, Leo. And then we get to December, end of 2020, and we have the Two of Swords and the Six of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. The Six of Cups for me is about you now being back in a place where you can give love, but more importantly, you can receive again after a period of time where you might have been just all giving out energy. Yes, it can be someone coming back from the past. It can be you reconnecting with your childlike energy, your sense of innocence. It can be a romantic offer, an offer of love or fulfillment that has the ability to keep growing, to keep developing into, a 9 and 10 of Cups reality ultimately. We do have the Two of Swords here with that, and the Two of Swords can talk about a decision that's closely tied to matters of the heart. We've got the Lovers here, Two of Swords. It talks about decision making that can be clouded by emotions. So we really need to tune into our intuition centers and use our logic in order to make the best decision for us to move forward. So you might be in December faced with a decision that could somehow relate to. Sorry about that, Leo, but my camera cuts out after half an hour, so I just need to finish off again. I did get to the end. The Six of Cups can relate to somebody coming back from the past. It can be reconnecting with your own sense of authenticity or innocence. That kind of thing can be an offer of love. Either way, it is an offer that has the ability to literally bloom, to grow and expand, and potentially go the distance and evolve into 7, 8, and 9 of Cups realities here. So it is a really beautiful ending. It's ending on a high note. It's really being back in a position where you can receive again after a period where you may not have been able to for a while. So be on the lookout for that in December. So Leo, that's what I have for you for 2020. It follows, the pattern of many of the readings that I'm seeing for 2020. We have obviously some challenges, but we have some pivotal moments too, where the energy shifts and transmutes in order to, to get us to the next level, to raise our vibration. So Leo, I wish you all the best with it as you begin your new year, your new decade, your new chapter. And I'll see you back here for plenty of readings throughout the year.